Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Kr Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Nama
Ram
Om
Ram
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Radhana
Hare
Swami
Krishna,
Namini Nama Om Vishnupadaya
Ram Ram
Krishna Prasthaya
Ram,
Bhutale Srimati
Hare
Bhakti
Krishna,
Vedanta
Krishna
Swami
Krishna,
Namini Namaste
Ram Ram
Saraswati Gauravani Pracharin
Hare
Nirvishesha
Krishna,
Shunyavadi
Krishna,
Pachat Desa Tarani
Ram
Jaya Shri
Ram
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Advaita Gadadhara Siyosati Gauravata Bunda
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavan Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. So it's getting understand this one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare.
Out,
Hare
out, 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 go, go, out, out, hi,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
hi,
Krishna, Ram
go, go,
Ram
go, go,
Ram
go,
Hare Krishna, Hare
go,
Krishna,
go home, go
Hare
home, go,
Ram
go,
Ram Ram
Hare
go
Krishna,
home,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
hi, go
Ram
home,
Ram Ram
go,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram.
Ram
Hare
go,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
go,
Ram Hare. Hare
go,
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
okay,
Ram
hey, hey, okay,
Hare Krishna, Hare
hey,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
hey,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
go, go,
Hare
go,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
go,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
go,
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare
go,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
not
Krishna,
bite
Hare
and all
Krishna,
that,
Hare
na?
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare.
Achha,
Ram
but the
Ram
barking is very crisp,
Hare
very
Ram,
sharp it is, I can hear it.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram,
जय
Hare
श्री
Ram.
कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु
Hare Krishna,
नित्यानंद
Hare
श्री
Krishna,
अद्वैत गदाधर
Ram
श्री
Ram Ram
विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण
Hare
प्रस्थाय
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
श्रीमती
हरे कृष्ण
राधा
हरे कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण हरे हरे
महावीर
हरे राम
शिवाय
हरे राम
Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
काले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत
हरे
स्वामी
कृष्ण हरे
Ram
कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
नमस्ते
हरे
भारत
हरे राम
देव
हरे
और
राम
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 कथन
हरे
निर्विशेष शून्यवाद प्रार्थना
हरे
सभी
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
संतान
कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण
कृष्ण हरे
चंद्र
हरे
प्रभु
राम राम
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
Hare
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
राम
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे
राम
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 हरे
हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
हरे
राम
कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
राम
हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
राम
Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram
हरे
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna,
राम
Ram 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 Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण राम
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Ram Ram
हरे राम हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Ram Ram
हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
हरे कृष्ण हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. 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 Hare Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
ಇದು ರೈಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಮುಚ್ಚಿತ್ತು ಕಾకపోతే
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram
Yeah, thank you, Prasad Prabhu. Thank you, Raj Prabhu. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. So we'll continue. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshoranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् ओमपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थाङ्गतोऽपि वा यस्मरे पुण्डरीकाक्षं प्रवाह्याभ्यां श्रीविष्णु ॐ तद्विष्णु परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयो दिवीव चक्षुरा ततं तद्विप्रासो विपन्यवो जागृहं स समिन्दते विष्णुं यत्परमं पदम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे. Thank you all again. So we'll continue with chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. We are at text 23. So we'll continue, okay? Yeah, please chant with me. Antavattu phalam tesham
अन्तवत्तु फलं तेषां
तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसाम्
तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसां
देवान् देवयजो यान्ति
देवान् देवयजो यान्ति
यान्ति
मद्भक्ता यान्ति मामपि.
मद्भक्ता
मद्भक्ता
यान्ति
यान्ति
माम्
माम्
अपि
अपि.
4 lines together. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasam devan devayajो यान्ति मद्भक्ता यान्ति मामपि.
अन्तवत्तु फलं
अन्तवत्तु फलं
तेषां
तेषां
तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसाम्
तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसां देवान्
देवान्
देवयजो
देवयजो
यान्ति
यान्ति
मद्भक्त्या यान्ति
मद्भक्ता
मामपि.
यान्ति मामपि.
Chandraval Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
So, which planet we wanna go?
Supreme planet we have to
So, what is that name?
गोलोक वृंदावन.
go now.
Vaikuntha Loka also. Okay. So, men of small intelligence, Prabhupada, small intelligence, Alpha Medasam. Alpha Medasam. That's why they go to different planetary systems according to worshipping their deity, demigod worshippers. When I use Krishna's worship, directly Krishna Loka, Goloka. So, text 24. Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam
अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं
मन्यते माम अबुद्धया.
Manyate
मन्यते
mam
माम्
abudaya
अबुद्धया.
मन्यन्ते, okay, yeah. परम भावमजानन्तो
param
परं
bhavam
भावमजानन्तो
ajananta
ममाव्ययम् अनुत्तमम्.
mama
मम
vyayam anuttamam
व्ययम्.
अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते मामबुद्धया परं भावमजानन्तो ममाव्ययम् अनुत्तमम्.
अव्यक्तं
अव्यक्तं
यत्किं
व्यक्तिं
यत्किमापन्नं
मापन्नं
मन्यते मामबुद्धयः
यन्ते
परं भावम्
मामबुद्धया.
अजानात्
परं भावमजानन्तो
मामव्ययम्
मम
अनुत्तमम्.
व्ययम् अनुत्तमम्.
हरि बोल. महात्मा प्रभु, महात्मा रामचंद्र प्रभु, read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
No.
Translation and put by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small intelligence, small knowledge, they do not know me higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So because of that, they feel that Krishna is a normal, ordinary person, and impersonal. Because they cannot see, they won't believe like that. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly. So how do we know perfectly? How do we know Krishna perfectly? Hello?
By surrender. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, devotees. Okay. Sorry, in between. I got the call from Lavanya. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly. So how do we know perfectly, Krishna? Tell me. Any answer?
By hearing from pure devotee.
Very good. Perfect. Perfect.
By
Guru,
doing
by
Sarvasya
hearing
Sarnagati.
from
Hmm. Yeah. Japan?
By doing the Sarvasya Sarnagati, Prabhu.
Sharanagati?
Sarvasya Sarnagati.
Sarvasya Sharanagati. Okay.
By
Hmm.
Navita Bhakti.
Navavida Bhakti. Ninno చెప్పచ్చు గురు సాధు శాస్త్ర
By
ఫాలోయింగ్ ద
hearing, by remembering, by
హియరింగ్
chanting.
Very well. Okay. The Supreme Personality God, Krishna was impersonal before and you have assumed this personality due to the small intelligence. Do not know. So is Krishna personal and impersonal? Tell me.
Personal.
Is Krishna person or imperson?
Person, Prabhuji.
ఇంకొక ఆన్సర్ కూడా ఉంది.
Person.
Krishna is both.
Both, yes. Correct, Prabhuji.
I mean,
Correct.
impersonalists,
Brahman.
the impersonalists, they stop at impersonalism only. Why
Yes,
it
for
is
Brahman
come
realization.
or whatever. But whereas devotees, personal form of the Supreme Lord, that is ultimate Bhagavan. Right? Bhagavan realization is a perfect. Very well. One last second, one more, and then we'll chant. Text 25. This is important. Huh? Krishna won't visible for anybody, everybody. So this is where Krishna is telling. Text 25. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Please chant.
नाहं प्रकाश सर्वस्य
Yoga maya samavruta.
योगमाया
Yoga Maya Samavritah.
Mudhoyam nabhijanati.
Mudhoyam Nabhijanati.
Loko mamajam avyayam.
लोको
Loko Mam Ajamavyayam.
All lines together. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavruta mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajam avyayam.
Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavritah. Mudhoyam Nabhijanati. Loko Mam Ajamavyayam.
Madhavi Mataji or Raju Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam to all. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible.
Yoga Maya. So what is that? Mahamaya. I am never manifest the foolish and unintelligent. So opposite to foolish is clever. And opposite to unintelligent means intelligent. Devotees are clever. Devotees are intelligent. Devotees are surrendered. For them, who? For them means who are foolish, who are unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, Yogamaya. And therefore, they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. And one more thing, Brahma Samhita we have, right? How do we see the Krishna? Prema Anjana Achyuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hrudayeshu. So that is a thing. Ointment of love. Then we can see Krishna everywhere. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, devotees. So we will continue with the Srimad Bhagavatam where we left until 4.24.28. We have completed. So this is where the sections laid out. So 28, right? 29, right? 29 is part of this one also. The Prachetas meet Lord Shiva. This part, right? 24 to 32, Shiva arrived, explained his inclination toward Lord Vasudeva's devotees, and said that he will teach them an auspicious mantra. So 32nd varaku kuda inka just introductory. Before giving the auspicious mantras, so he is glorifying. So let us chant some Bhagavatam prayers. Huh? Let us chant together. Unmute all, please. Whoever can do. Unmute all, let us do together. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
तो जयमुदीरयेत्
व्यासं
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भागवतसेवया
भवति
भागवतोत्तमश्लोके
श्लोके
भक्ते भवति नैष्टिकी
कृष्णे स्वधामुपगते
कालो नष्टदृश्यमीश पुराणार्को विनोदितः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः
पङ्कजवर्णे
पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्कये
नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे हरे कृष्ण I will continue. Text 29. Who wants to start? Please come on.
I'll read Prabhuji.
Okay. Raju Prabhu తర్వాత చంద్రబాబు Prabhu చదవండి. Raju Prabhu.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A person who executes his occupational duty properly for the 100 verses becomes qualified to occupy the post of Brahma. And if becomes more qualified, he can approach Lord Shiva. A person who is directly surrendered to Lord Krishna, Vishnu, and unalloyed devotion service to immediately promoted to the spiritual planets. Lord Shiva and other demigods attend these planets after the destruction of this material world. Purport. This verse gives an idea of the this verse gives an idea of the highest perfection of the elevatory process as described by the Vaishnava poet Jayadeva Goswami. Pralaya Payo Pralaya
పాడ
Payo
ప్రభు దశావతారం స్తోత్రం ప్రళయ పయోధి జలే ధృతవానసి వేదం అది చేయండి
Pralaya Prayodi Jale Drishtavan Asi Vedam. Let us begin tracing the evolutionary process from the point of devastation, Pralaya. When the whole universe is filled with water, at the, at the time there are many fishes and other aquatics, and from the aquatics evolve creepers, trees, etc. From these insects and reptiles evolve, and from them birds, beasts, and then human beings are finally civilized human beings. Now the civilized human being is at a junction where he can make further evolutionary progress in spiritual life. Here it is stated Swadharma Nishtaha, that when a living entity become to civilized from the form of life, there must be a Swadharma, social divisions according to the one's work and qualification. This is indicated in Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Chaturvannam Maya Sreshtam Gunakarma Vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work described them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Yeah. In civilized human society, there must be the divisions of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and everyone must properly execute his occupational duty in accordance with this division. Here it is described Swadharma Nishtaham. That it can you go on, Prabhu?
Yeah.
That
It does not
But
matter.
it does not matter whether one is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. If one sticks to his position and properly executes his particular duty, he is considered a civilized human being. Otherwise, he is no better than an animal. It is also mentioned here in that whoever executes occupational duties, Swadharma for 100, but for instance, if Brahmana continues to act as a Brahmana, becoming eligible to promote to Brahmaloka, the planet where the Lord Brahma lives, there is also a planet called Shivaloka, Sadashivaloka, which is situated in a marginal position between the spiritual and material world. If after being situated in the Brahmaloka, one becomes more qualified, he is promoted to Sadashivaloka. Similarly, when one becomes even more qualified, he can attain the Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vaikuntha Lokas are the targets for the everyone, even the demigods, and then he can be attained by the devotee who has no desire for material benefit. As indicated in Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita 8.6, one does not escape material miseries even if he elevated to Brahmaloka. Abrahma Brahmaloka Punaravartino Arjuna. Similarly, one is not very safe even if he is promoted to Shivaloka, because the planet of Shivaloka is marginal. However, if one can attain Vaikuntha Loka, he attains the highest perfection of life, and at the end of evolutionary process Mam Pyetyate Kaunteya Punarjanma na Vidyate. In other words, it is confirmed herein that a person in human society who has developed consciousness must take the Krishna consciousness in order to be promoted to Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka immediately after leaving the body. Taktva Deham Punarjanma Naiti Mameti So Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. A devotee who is fully in Krishna consciousness, who is not attracted by any other loka or planet, including Brahma Loka and Shiva Loka, is immediately transferred to Krishna Loka. Mam Eti. That is the highest perfection of life and the perfection of evolutionary process. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Very big purport. Prabhupada written. So nice. So many Bhagavad Gita slokas pointed out here. Yeah. See, this is the thing. A person who is directly surrendered to Lord Krishna or Vishnu, in unallied devotion service, is immediately promoted as Vishnu. Adi base చేసుకొని Prabhupada written nice paragraphs in this purport. Lord Shiva and other demigods attain these planets after the destruction of this material world. Yeah, they go back, come back to it. Okay, so a person who executes his occupational duty properly for 100 births becomes qualified to occupy the post. See, the Brahma is a position, a post. So, if a person wanted to become Brahma, so 100 births properly executes his occupational duty, becomes qualified to occupy the post. So much tapasya. Okay, and if he becomes more qualified, he can approach Lord Shiva. But a person who is directly surrendered to Lord Krishna, so that's based చేసుకొని, the Lord Shiva and other demigods attain these plants after the destruction of this middle world. So this is the thing. Prabhupada started off with Dashavatara Stotra, Jayadeva Goswami, Pralaya Payodi Jale Drutavanasi Veda. What does it mean? Dashavatara Stotram, right? KK songs. Dashavatara Stotram. Pralaya Payodi Jale. Pralaya Payodi Jale.
Matsyavataram.
Yeah. Pralaya Payodi Jale Drutavanasi Vedam. Vihita Vahitra Charitramakedam. Keshavadrita Meena Sharira. Jai Jagadish Hare. That's the thing. Okay. Tracing evolutionary process, we see many fishes, even mentioning so many things Prabhupada pointed out. Prabhupada mentioned one point, Swadharma Nishtahada. So Swadharma Nishtahada means, here it's there in this. Swadharma Nishtata Satajanmapi Uman. So he is elaborated so nicely. When a living entity comes to a stimulated form of life, there must be a Swadharma. So social divisions according to one's work and qualifications. You remember that sloka from Bhagavad Gita Chaturvarnam, according to quality and work. And then, so little elaboration of these four varnas. So dharma nishtata, does not matter whether one is Brahmana. So Sichatana Mahaprabhu also says, right? Before Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur, there is few lines. I am not a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. I am not a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. Then who am I? I am just eternal servant of Supreme Lord. Those are the external positions. Right? But actually the soul is eternally connected with Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nityadas. Gopi Bhartul Padakamalayur Das. That's where Prabhupada had it. And different points mentioned, Shiva Lokas, Brahma Lokas, and ultimately Krishna Lokas. So he proved that Abrahma Bhuvanar Loka from the Bhagavad Gita. Everybody has to experience the death. Even Shiva Loka also marginal. It's not perfect situation. Only Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka. Krishna himself, Mamupetyitu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. Mam, if you come to me, no more material births. Tatyadeham Punarjanmana tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, there is no more birth. Fully Krishna consciousness is not attracted by any other loka or planet, including Brahma loka, Shiva loka, etc. Is immediately transferred to Krishna loka when he completely be in 100% Krishna consciousness in all of our lives. That is the highest perfection of life. That is the highest perfection of life and the perfection of the evolutionary process. That's very so nicely written. So let us continue. Text 30. Who wants to read? Please come. Read.
ప్రభుజీ శివలోకంకి వెళ్ళినా సరే వాళ్ళు దేవుళ్ళు ఫాల్ డౌన్ కదా ప్రభుజీ.
శివలోకి వెళ్ళినా కూడా that marginal means
శివలోకం.
Yeah.
శివలోకం వెళ్ళినా సరే దేవుళ్ళు ఫాల్ డౌన్.
Fall down means yeah. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Wanna add, Haribol? Mana Lalita Madhav Haripushna?
Gloves.
Prabhu, yeah, tell. Lalita Madhav, come on, quickly. You want to add something? Share.
యాక్చువల్లీ సదాశివ లోకం అనేది మన సదాశివ ఇస్ ద శివాలు రుద్ర 11 రుద్రాస్ ఉంటారు కదా. సో దాంట్లో హెడ్ సదాశివ కదా. సో సదాశివ లోకం వైకుంఠ లోకంలోనే ఉంటది అని విన్నాను. ఓకే. సో కైలాసం అనేది మన మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో ఉంటది. సో సదాశివ లోకం ఆల్సో బిలాంగ్స్ టు వైకుంఠ లోకం.
ఇప్పుడు లార్డ్ శివాన్ని పూజించిన వాళ్ళు ఏ లోకానికి వెళ్తారు మాతాజీ? సదాశివ లోకానికి వెళ్తారా లేకపోతే
ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు కైలాసానికి వెళ్తారు ఫస్ట్. యా.
When Kailash వెళ్తే they come back again.
హరే కృష్ణ గిరిరాజ్ ప్రభుజీ. అదే ప్రభుజీ సదాశివ లోకం కూడా యాక్చువల్గా సదాశివ ఆల్సో ఇది లైక్ సేమ్ లైక్ ఈ విష్ణు అని చెప్తారు కదా ప్రభుజీ. సదాశివ లోక ఆల్సో నాట్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ అని చెప్తారు. బట్ ఇక్కడ ప్రభుపాద మరి ఇక్కడ మార్జినల్ అంటే అట్లా చెప్పాడు ప్రభుజీ.
2 types ఇప్పుడు మామ చెప్పింది కదా. 2 types బాబు. ఒకటేమో మెటీరియల్ వల్ల ఉండే కైలాసం అండ్ దెన్ స్పిరిచువల్ వల్ల పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ అది ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా మనకు స్క్రిప్చరల్ గా ఏం చెప్పలేదు ఎక్కడ కూడా రాసలేదు. ఇట్లా చేస్తే సదాశివ లోకం వెళ్తారు, ఎటర్నల్లీ సర్వింగ్ లార్డ్ శివ అండ్ అది అట్లా ఇక్కడ చెప్పలేదు. బట్ ఇట్స్ ఎటర్నల్ అని అంటారు. బట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్
అంటే ప్రభుజీ ఇది అదే మార్జినల్ లో ఉంటది. అంటే మాక్సిమం వైకుంఠానికే ఉంటుంది. మనము గోలోక చార్ట్ చూసినాం అనుకోండి, అక్కడ ఉంటది కదా, రైట్? ఇది మార్జినల్ అన్నట్టు. అంటే మనము ఇంకా పడిపోయే అవకాశం కూడా ఉంది. అక్కడ విష్ణు లోకాలు మాత్రం వైకుంఠాస్ మాత్రం ఇట్స్ లైక్ కన్ఫర్మ్డ్ అని అంతే. ఇట్స్ లైక్ భక్తి విష్ణుకి చేయాలి అని చెప్తున్నారు అన్నట్టు. దట్ ఇస్ ద మెయిన్ ఎంఫసిస్.
Yeah, Lord Shiva will guide from there, then we can go back.
Yes.
Let me show. Translation le undi. Okay, Lord Shiva and other demigods attain these planets. These planets means after the destruction of this material world. What are these planets? Chapandi? A person who executes a proper his occupational duty properly for 100% JP, and if one becomes more qualified, he can approach Lord Shiva. A person who is directly surrendered to Lord Krishna, Vishnu is unallied devotion service, is immediately promoted to spiritual planets. Lord Shiva and other demigods attain these planets. అంటే చెప్పండి, స్పిరిచువల్ ప్లానెట్స్ వెళ్తారు కదా.
అదే
మనకు అంత డీటెయిల్ గా లేదు ప్రభు. అక్కడ సదాశివ లోకం వెళ్తే ఇంకా జస్ట్ లైక్ కృష్ణలోకం వెళ్ళినట్టే, లేకపోతే వైకుంఠ లోకం వెళ్ళినట్టే అట్లనే సర్వ్ చేసినట్టు కాదు. అట్లనే సర్వ్ చేసినట్టు అని ఎక్కడ నేనే చదవలేదు. ఐ థింక్ సో విల్ కంటిన్యూ టెక్స్ట్.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such, I appreciate that you are as respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that the devotees also respect me, and that I am dear to them. Thus, no one can be as Prabhuji Muchasan. Thus, no one can be as dear to the devotees as I am. Okay. The purport. It is said, Vaishnavana, Vaishnavanam Yada Sambhu. Lord Shiva is the best of all the devotees. Therefore, all devotees of Lord Krishna are also the devotees of the Lord Shiva. In Vrindavan, there is Lord Shiva's temple called Gopiswara. The gopis used to worship not only the Lord Shiva, but the Katyayani or Durga as well, but their aim was to attain the favor of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Lord Krishna does not disrespect Lord Shiva, but worships Lord Shiva as the most exalted devotee of Lord Krishna. Consequently, whenever a devotee worships Lord Shiva, he prays to Lord Shiva to achieve the favor of Krishna, and he does not request material profit. Whenever a devotee worships Lord Shiva, he prays to Lord Shiva to achieve the favor of Krishna, and he does not request material profit.
That means give me Krishna consciousness. So please help me in my Krishna consciousness and favor for Krishna. Ultimately, redirection.
I think no devotee will pray like that, Prabhuji. Those who are praying to Lord Shiva,
See, Lord
because
Shiva
they
prays.
doesn't know,
I
they
know.
doesn't
Yes,
much about the Krishna. That's why.
correct. But it is Vaishnava understanding. Okay, that is
Yeah.
their material understanding is they definitely go for material benefit only, and they fulfills Lord Shiva gives. అందుకే worshippers strong ఉంటారు. Shivites, whatever material benefit I am asking, బోలా శంకరుడు అండ్ ఏమంటారు ఇంకొక పేరు ఏదో ఉండే అశుతోష్ ఇట్లా అనగానే అట్లా ఇచ్చేస్తాడు అనమాట. చిన్న తపస్సులు. ఎవరు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పండి.
రాక్షసులు కూడా ఇచ్చేస్తాడు.
ఎవరు రావణాసురుడు ఇంకా ఎవరు? అందుకే
అసురులు ఎక్కువ తొందరగా శివాని ప్లీజ్ చేసుకుంటారు. అండ్ విష్ణు డిస్క్రిమినేట్ చేస్తారు. ఐ మీన్ ఏది కరెక్టో అదే ఇస్తారు.
యాక్చువల్గా నిన్న ఒకటి డెమిగాడ్ ఇది నిన్న ఒకటి సుబ్బయ్య షేర్ చేశారు ప్రభుజీ. ఒక జస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పాడు అన్నట్టు. విష్ణు కంపేర్డ్ విత్ విష్ణు ఆర్ కృష్ణ ఇస్ కంపేర్డ్ విత్ పేరెంట్స్ అంటే మదర్ అండ్ డెమిగాడ్స్ ఆర్ శివ ఇస్ కంపేర్డ్ విత్ మీనమామ. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకు మన బాబు అంటే పేరెంట్స్ ఒక బాయ్ అడిగిండు మా అమ్మని కానీ నాన్నని కానీ, అంటే ఒక 100 రూపాయలు కావాలి, లేకుంటే అది కావాలి ఇది కావాలని అడిగితే వాళ్ళు ఆలోచిస్తారు. అంటే వీటికి మంచిదా లేకుంటే మంచిది కాదా, లేకుంటే అంటే అన్ని పర్స్పెక్టివ్లో ఆలోచించి ఇవ్వాలా అద్దని ఆలోచిస్తారు. అప్పుడే మన ఇంటికి మేనమామ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి ప్రభు. మేనమామ వస్తే మనం మేనమామ ఏంటాడు, బాబు పోయి అడగంగానే మేనమామ ఇచ్చేస్తాడు. అరే బాబు చిన్న పిల్లడు అడిగిండని ఒక కైండ్ దాంతోనే ఇచ్చేస్తాడు. కానీ ఆయనకు తెలియదు మళ్ళీ దాంతో వచ్చే కన్సిక్వెన్స్ ఆయన ఏమో ఆలోచించాడు అంతానం. అంటే అప్పటి మందం ఆయన కృషి చేయడం అంటే అరే చిన్న పిల్లడు వచ్చి అడిగిండు అని ఆయన ఖుషి అయిపోయి ఆయన పిల్లాన్ని ఖుషి చేయడం వల్ల అంటే అట్లా అనుకుంటాడు. కానీ ఆయన తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు అదే డబ్బులతో ఆయన పిల్లాడు తీసుకుపోయి చాక్లెట్లు బిస్కెట్లు కొనుక్కొని హెల్త్ పాటు చేసుకున్నాడు అనుకో, మళ్ళీ ప్రాబ్లం కదా అది. బట్ అది మేము ఆలోచించాడు అంత దూరం, కానీ పేరెంట్స్ ఆలోచించారు. సో అట్లనే శివ కూడా అట్లా ఇప్పుడు ఈ కొంచెం చేయగానే ఇలా ప్లీజ్ అయిపోయి శివ అందరికీ రావణాసురుడికి కానీ అందరికీ అవి ఇచ్చేస్తూ ఉంటాడు. ఈవెన్ హిరణ్యకశిపుకి బ్రహ్మ అని అంటే డెమిగాడ్స్ని చూస్తారు.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
In Bhagavad Gita 7.20, it is said that generally people worship demigods for some material profit. Kamistaitter Hrita Jnana Prapadyante Nyadevataha.
Anya
Devataha. Driven by material lust, they worship demigods. But a devotee never does so, for he is never driven by material lust. That is the difference between a devotee's respect for Lord Shiva and an asura's respect for him. The asura worships Lord Shiva, takes some benediction from Lord Shiva, I think so, from him, misuses the benediction, and ultimately is killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who awards him liberation. Because Lord Shiva is a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he loves all the devotees of the Supreme Lord. He loves all the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Okay. Lord Shiva told the Prachetas that because they were devotees of the Lord, he loved them very much. Lord Shiva was not kind. కొంచెం మూసే. Lord Shiva was not kind. Lord Shiva was not kind and mercifully only to the Prachetas. Anyone who is a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very dear to Lord Shiva. Okay, agree with this one. Not only are the devotees dear to Lord Shiva, but he respects them as much as he respects the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Correct. Similarly, devotees of the Supreme Lord also Prabhuji moves in from. Similarly, devotees of the Lord, Supreme Lord, also worship Lord Shiva as the most dear devotee of Lord Krishna. They do not worship him as a separate personality of Godhead. It is stated in the list of Namapradas that is an offense to think that Lord Shiva as the chanting of the name of Hari and the chanting of Hara or Shiva are the same. The devotees must always know that Lord Vishnu is the supreme personality of Godhead and that Lord Shiva is
His
Lord
devotee.
Shiva is his devotee. Okay. A devotee should be offered respect on the level of the supreme personality of Godhead and sometimes even more respect. Indeed, Lord Rama, the personality of Godhead himself, sometimes worshipped the Lord Shiva. If a devotee, indeed, Lord Rama, the personality of Godhead himself, sometimes worshipped Lord Shiva.
అది ఉంది కదా, అది
అదే
మన
కొంచెం
రామాయణం చదివిస్తాం కదా. It's okay.
రామాయణంలో ఉంటుంది ప్రభు. If a devotee is worshipped by the Lord, why should a devotee not be worshipped by other devotees on the same level with the Lord? This is not the conclusion.
This is the conclusion, not that.
Oh, sorry. This is the conclusion. From this verse, it appears that Lord Shiva blesses the asuras simply for the sake of formality. Actually, he loves one who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Very well. Is Lord Shiva loves us?
Yeah, definitely.
Very much, very much.
With this purport. Okay. Yeah. So, one question. While you are driving, okay? Okay, suddenly you have seen Lord Shiva's temple. What you will do?
You'll just pray. You'll just put namaskar.
We'll pay obeisances.
What will you
Pay
do?
obeisances.
Pay obeisances. What will you pray?
Please give Krishna consciousness, progress in Krishna consciousness.
Please help me. Please clear the path. Whatever you can. Please help me.
Remove the obstacle.
In my path to understand your lovable Lord. Vaishnavanam.
Yadashambhu.
Just like you are loving, we want to love him also. Please help me. That is a good prayer, right? Antena?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. This is the thing. And the Namaprada we know, right? On the level of same. Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. What is that first? First 10 offenses చెప్పండి. 10 offenses చదవని మరి 10 offenses.
To consider the Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva equal to or independent of names of the Lord Vishnu.
అదొక ఫస్ట్ సెకండ్ అది ఫస్ట్ blaspheme the devotees who are dedicated. Second one, to consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent names of Lord Vishnu. అదే నామాపరాధం. Okay, devotees, next sloka please chant. Please read. Slow move అవుతుంది ఈరోజు వెహికల్ because lot of purports there and only one devotee is reading. So now I will ask with the purports ఉంటే ఒక ఇద్దరు devotees ఇద్దాం. We'll plan. So now do it. Mahatma Ramachandra Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I shall chant one mantra which is not only transcendental, pure and auspicious, but is the best prayer for anyone who is aspiring to attain the ultimate goal of life. When I chant this mantra, Please hear it carefully and attentively.
ఎవరు చెప్తున్నారు ఇది? ఎవరు చెప్తున్నారు చెప్పండి.
Lord Shiva చెప్తున్నారు ప్రభుజీ.
ఎవరికి?
రచయితస్కి.
ఓకే. Yeah.
Purport. The word Viviktam is very significant. No one should think of the prayers recited by Lord Shiva as being sectarian. Rather, they are very confidential, so much so that anyone desiring the ultimate prosperity or auspicious goal of life must take the instructions of Lord Shiva and pray to and glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Shiva himself did. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So one more sloka ending with this section. 33 onwards, Rudra Gita. Okay. Yeah. 32, Maitreya Uvacha. Lalit Mohan Prabhu, please do. No, Haribol.
ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ ఐమ్ హియర్. ప్రభు నెక్స్ట్ శ్లోకా నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది ప్రభుజీ. మనం ఆల్రెడీ చేసింది అది.
అదే.
ఓకేనా? రుద్రగీత 33 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్. ద గ్రేట్ సైజ్ మైత్రేయ కంటిన్యూడ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ కాస్ట్లెస్ మర్సీ. ప్రభు ఇప్పుడు ద గ్రేట్ సైజ్ మైత్రేయ కంటిన్యూడ్ అని ఉంది కదా, 4th లేయర్ నుంచి 3rd లేయర్కి వచ్చేసింది అనమాట. ఓకేనా? ఇప్పటిదాకా ఎవరెవరి మధ్య డిస్కషన్?
రచయితాస్ అండ్ లార్డ్ శివ.
లార్డ్ శివ వాళ్ళ సంభాషణ ఎవరు మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు అది ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది. మైత్రేయ అండ్ విదుర వీళ్ళ సంభాషణ ఎవరు మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు?
సుఖదేవ గోస్వామి, పరీక్షిత్ మహారాజ్.
వీళ్ళిద్దరి గురించి ఎవరు మాట్లాడుకున్నారు ప్రెసెంట్?
ఫస్ట్ లా సూత గోస్వామి
60,000
నైమిషారణ్య sages headed by
అది నైమిషారణ్యలో. సుఖదేవ గోస్వామి ప్లస్ ఈయన పరీక్షిత్ మహారాజ్ ఎక్కడ జరిగింది అది? సుకృతల్. ఓకేనా? ఆ తర్వాత విదుర మైత్రేయ హిమాలయాలు.
స్టోరీ ఫ్లోస్.
అది 4th లేయర్ 1 2 3 4. 4th నుంచి 3rd కి వచ్చాం మనం మళ్ళీ. ఓకేనా?
ఎవరెవరు ఏమేమి డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నారు ఫస్ట్ టైమ్స్. ఓకే, కంటిన్యూ.
The great sage Maitreya continued. Out of his costless mercy, the exalted personality Lord Shiva, a great devotee of Lord Narayana, continued to speak to the king's sons, who were standing with folded hands. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva voluntarily came to bless the sons of king as well as do something beneficial for them. He personally chanted the mantra so that the mantra would be very powerful, more powerful. And he advised that the mantra be chanted by king's sons, Rajputras. When a mantra is chanted by a great devotee, the mantra becomes more powerful. Although the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is powerful in itself, a disciple upon initiation receives the mantra from his spiritual master. For when the mantra is chanted by the spiritual master, it becomes more powerful. Lord Shiva advised the sons of king to hear him attentively, for inattentive hearing is offensive. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Rudra Gita we will do with sloka and as well as translation purport cheddam. Okay, from next section onwards. So this is the majority of the section. That's where Prabhupada mentioned that chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. Okay, a title పెట్టిందే అందుకు, because of the majority of the section is Rudra Gita only. 33 to 68 slokas. 68th sloka Rudra Gita. So first 33 to 43 obeisances to the Lord in the form of Chaturvyuha and the presiding deities of the elements for self-purification. 44 to 53 seeing and serving Lord's glorious form. 54 to 59 glory of bhakti and bhakta, association of a pure devotee is the Lord's real mercy. 60 to 68 relation between the Lord and the material creation. So nice. So we'll go through it each subsections. 33 to 43 we will recite the sloka from here and read the meaning and translation and purport. Okay, so Lalita Madhavi, please chant first sloka.
श्रीरुद्र उवाच जितं तात्मा वित्वर्या स्वस्तये स्वस्तिरस्तु मे भवताराधसारातं सर्वास्मा आत्मने नमः. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayer. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories to unto you. Can you scroll down?
సడన్ గా ఒక నిమిషం ఏదో జరిగింది. క్లోజ్ అయిందా? టూ మచ్. హరే కృష్ణ. ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది?
అది మహారాజు కనిపిస్తుంది, ప్రభుపాద మహారాజ్.
అదే మొత్తం డౌన్ అయిపోయింది. అవునండి.
డిసైపుల్స్ కనిపిస్తున్నారు, గురువు అండ్ డిసైపుల్.
చదవండి.
Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayer. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories unto you. You are the most exalted of all self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of all perfect instructions you give. You are the super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you as the supreme living being. Haribol.
పర్పట్ ఇది పెద్దగా ఉంది. ఒక పేరాగ్రాఫ్ చదవండి, దాని లాస్ట్
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. As soon as the devotee is inspired by the Lord to offer the Lord a prayer, a devotee immediately glorifies the Lord in the beginning by saying, all glories unto you, my Lord. The Lord is glorified because he is considered to be the chief of all self-realized souls. As said in the Vedas, Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the chief living being amongst all living beings. There are different kinds of living beings, individual living beings. Some of them are in the material world and some are there in the spiritual world. Those who are in the spiritual world are known as completely self realized because on the spiritual platform, the living entity is not forgetful of his service to the Lord. Therefore, in the spiritual world, all those who are in the devotional service of the Lord are eternally fixed, for they understood the position of the Supreme Being as well as their individual constitution. Thus, among self realized souls, the Lord is known as the perfectly self realized soul. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. When the individual soul is fixed in his knowledge of the Lord as the Supreme Being, he actually becomes established in all auspicious position. Lord Shiva prays herein that his auspicious position continue eternally by virtue of Lord mercy upon him. Haribol.
Let me continue. The Supreme Lord is all perfect, and the Lord instructs that one who worships him also becomes perfect. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. The Lord is situated as the super soul in everyone's heart, but he is so kind to his devotees that he gives them instructions by which they may continue to progress. Tesham satadiktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantam enamam upyanti. I am remembering Krishna, he gives, Krishna gives. When they receive instructions from the all perfect, see this way immediately. There is no chance of their being misled. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Dadami buddhi yogantam enamam upyanti. The Lord is always ready to give instructions to the pure devotee so that the devotee can advance further and further in devotional service. Since the Lord gives instructions as Sarvatma, the super soul, Lord Shiva offers him respect with the words Sarvasma Atmane Namaha. Sarvasma Atmane Namaha. The individual soul is called Atma, and the Lord is also called Atma as well as Paramatma. Being situated in everyone's heart, the Lord is known as the Supreme Atma. Therefore, all obeisances are offered unto him. In this regard, one may refer to the prayers of Kunti in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.20. Tata paramahamsanam muninam amalatmanam bhakti yoga vidhanartam katam pasyemahi striya katam pasyemahi striya. The Lord is always ready to give instructions to the Paramahamsas, or the topmost devotees of the Lord, who are completely liberated from all contaminations of the material world. The Lord always gives instructions to such exalted devotees to inform them how they can remain fixed in devotional service. Similarly, it is stated in Atmarama verse, Bhagavatam 1.7.10, Atmaramascha munayo nirgrandha api urukrame kurvantya haitu kim bhaktim ittam bhuta gunohari. The word Atmarama refers to those who are not interested in the material world but are simply engaged in spiritual relation. Such self-realized persons are generally considered in two categories, impersonal and personal. However, impersonalists also become devotees when they are attracted by the personal transcendental qualities of the Lord. The conclusion is that Lord Shiva wanted to remain a fixed devotee of the Supreme Personality of God, Vasudeva. As explained in the following verses, Lord Shiva never desires to merge into the existence of the Supreme Lord like the impersonalists. Rather, he thinks that it would be good fortune for him to continue to be fixed in the understanding of the Lord as the Supreme Being. By this understanding, one realizes that all living entities, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and other demigods, are servants of the Supreme Lord. So nice, huh? Prabhupada remembered Kunti Mata, Prabhupada remembered Bhagavad Gita, few slokas. Haribol. So nice. In connection with this. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Eko Bahuna Yo Vidadati Kaman. So good, so good. Purports is a nectar. So text 34, I will ask. Madhaya Mata, you still there, Hare Krishna? You are able to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandarpan. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Pranav. Then next, Sri Hari Prabhu, please be ready. Then that is everybody done. Okay? 34th sloka, chant sloka also.
Okay. Namo Pankajanaಭಾಯ ಭೂತಸುತೇಂದ್ರಿಯಾತ್ಮನೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ ಶಾಂತಾಯ ಕೂಟಸ್ಥಾಯ ಸ್ವರೋಚಿಷೆ.
Wonderful. Yes.
Translation. My Lord, you are the origin of the creation by virtue of the lotus flower, which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects, and you are also the all-pervading Vasudeva. You are most peaceful, and because of your self-illuminated existence, you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of transformations.
Chapani?
6 kinds.
Middle body గురించి అది చెప్పండి.
అదే కదా ప్రభుజీ.
బర్త్ గ్రోత్
అదే అదే
ఆ,
అదే అదే
అదే
మీరే
కదా.
మీరు చెప్పండి ఎవరు
జన్మ మృత్యు జర వ్యాధి అయ్యే కదా ప్రభుజీ.
4 ఇంకా మధ్యలో ఇంకో 2 ఉంటాయి కదా.
బర్త్ ఇది చైల్డ్హుడ్, అడల్ట్ ఏజ్, గ్రోయింగ్ ఏజ్ కదా ప్రభుజీ. ఇంకా
ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ సీక్వెన్స్ చెప్పండి మొదటి.
ఆ,
ట్రై నౌ ఫస్ట్ బాడీ ఇస్ బోర్న్.
born, next it grows.
Goes next. Then
Next it
gives
dwindle,
byproducts.
byproducts, then dwindle.
It stays for some time.
Stays for some time, dwindle, then
Vanishes.
death vanishes.
Prabhupada రాసిన language. Okay. Body is born, body is born, body is growing, body is giving byproducts, body is going to stay for some time, body is going to dwindle, and body is going to vanish. So you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of Lord Shiva to Supreme Personality of God.
Supreme Person. Yeah.
ఒక paragraph చదవండి, then we'll give it to somebody. Thank you.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada. The Lord as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu lies in the ocean of Garbha within this universe, and from his navel the lotus flower sprouts. Lord Brahma is generated from that lotus flower, and from Lord Brahma the creation of this material world begins. As such, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is the origin of the material senses and sense objects. Since Lord Shiva considers himself to be one of the products of the material world, his senses are under the control of the Supreme Creator. The Supreme Lord is also known as Rishikesha, the master of the senses, which indicates that our senses and sense objects are found by the Supreme Lord. As such, he can control our senses and out of his mercy engage them in the service of the master of the senses. In the conditioned state, the living entity struggles in this material world and engages his senses for material satisfaction. However, if the living entity is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. Lord Shiva desires not to be misled by the material senses, but to engage always in the service of the Lord without being subject to contamination by materialistic influences. By the grace and help of Lord Vasudeva, who is all.
Yeah.
Koncham scroll చేయండి.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Who is all pervading. One can engage his senses in devotional service without deviation, just as the Lord acts without deviation.
I think one second. Let me see. You can finish, Mataji. It's okay. We have still time. You can finish this.
Okay.
Ah.
The words Shantaya Kutastaya Swarochise are very significant. Although the Lord is within this material world, he is not disturbed by the waves of material existence. However, conditioned souls are agitated by six kinds of transformations. Namely, they become agitated when they are hungry.
This is different.
When they are thirsty. These are the different. Adi kadankunta. When they are thirsty, when they are aggrieved, when they are illusion, when they grow old, and when they are on the deathbed. Although conditioned souls, they become six kinds of transformations.
Let me take highlighter. Chapani Mali, you can see six kinds of
transformations.
okay. Namely, okay.
First one, they become agitated.
They become agitated. Okay.
When they are hungry.
When they are hungry. That's one point. Okay, next.
When they are thirsty, when they are aggrieved, when they are illusioned, when they grow old, and
the deathbed.
When they are on the deathbed.
Okay. Yeah. Continue. Yes, Mataji. Although. We are not able to hear you, Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna? Anybody hearing?
Yeah, we are not able to hear. Yeah.
Mataji, we are not able to hear you. Okay. Okay. Although conditioned souls become very easily illusioned by these conditions. Although conditioned souls become very easily illusioned conditions in the material world. The Supreme Personality of God as the Super Soul, Vasudeva, is never agitated by these transformations. Therefore, it is said here, Kutasthaya, that he is always peaceful and devoid of agitation because of his prowess, which is described here in as Swarochise, indicating that he is illuminated by his own transcendental position. In other words, the individual soul, although within the illumination of the Supreme, sometimes fall down from that illumination because of his tiny position. And when he falls down, he enters into material conditional life. The Lord, however, is not subject to such conditioning. Therefore, he is described as self-illuminated. Consequently, any conditioned soul within this material universe can remain completely perfect when he is under the protection of Vasudeva or when he is engaged in devotional service. ఇంకా వేరే మీన్స్ లేదు. When he comes to the platform of loving, serving Krishna, then only he will become perfect. Otherwise, no. He may come back to this world or he may suffer in this world like that. Hare Krishna. Next చదువుతారు ఇంకొక 5-10 minutes. Srihari Prabhu still there? Hearing mode anta. Okay. Srihari Prabhu, you are in hearing mode still? Ask to unmute, but no, not responding. Anybody wants to read? Please go ahead. Yes.
సంకర్షణాయ సూక్ష్మాయ దురంతాయ అంతకాయ చ నమో విశ్వప్రబోధాయ ప్రద్యుమ్నాయ అంతరాత్మని. Translation: My dear Lord, you are the origin of the subtle material ingredients, the master of all the integration as well as the master of all disintegration. The predominant deity named Sankarshana, the master of all intelligence, known as the predominant deity of Pradyumna. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The whole universe is maintained by the integrating power of the Supreme Lord, who is known in that capacity by the name Sankarshana. The material scientists may have discovered the law of gravity, which maintains the integration of objects within the material energy. Yet, the master of all integration can create devastation by disintegrating blazing fire emanating from his mouth. A description of this can be found in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, wherein the universal form of the Lord is described. The master of integration is also the destroyer of the world by virtue of his disintegration energy. Sankarshana is the master of integration and disintegration, whereas Pradyumna, another feature of Lord Vasudeva, is responsible for universal growth and maintenance. The word Sukshmaya is significant because within this gross material body, there are subtle material bodies, namely mind, intelligence, and ego. The Lord, in his different features, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Sankarshana, maintains both the gross and subtle material elements of this world. As mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, the gross material elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And the subtle material elements are mind, intelligence, and ego. All of them are controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And this will be further explained in the following verse. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Thank you. So this
ప్రభుజీ,
is
ఈ వాసుదేవ, సంకర్షణ, అనిరుద్ధ, ప్రద్యుమ్న వాళ్ళ గురించి కొంచెం చెప్తారా? అంటే వాళ్ళు దేనికి, ఐ మీన్ ప్రిడామినెంట్ డేటీ అని. ఇక్కడ డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ అన్నారు. సో అంటే ఆ ప్రళయం అనొచ్చా ప్రభుజీ అది?
అంతే మాతాజీ. అంటే ఆ డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ కూడా 3 రకాలు ఉంటాయి కదా. ఒకటి స్వర్గం దాకా ఉంటది, ఇంకొకటి మహాప్రళయం అంటారు, మొత్తం మెటీరియల్ ఎనర్జీ అయిపోద్ది అనమాట.
అది వాళ్ళ అండర్ సూపర్విజన్ లో ప్రళయం శివ చేస్తారు, అంతేనా?
మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో దాని ఎనర్జీ శివుడు అంతే, కానీ మొత్తం ఇదంతా వచ్చేది సంకర్షణ దగ్గర నుంచి కదా మాతాజీ. 2 క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, అవునా? ఫస్ట్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్, సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్. ఇప్పుడు ఇదంతా మాట్లాడేదంతా కూడా సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ గురించి. సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ లో సంకర్షణ నుంచి ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. ఈ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో మళ్ళీ ప్రద్యుమ్న ఏం చేస్తాడు అంటే ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ అంతా సంకర్షణ, ప్రద్యుమ్న ఏమో గ్రోత్ అండ్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ అన్నమాట. ప్రద్యుమ్న, అనిరుద్ధ, అనిరుద్ధతో ఒకటి ఉంటుంది మాకు.
మైండ్, అనిరుద్ధ ఇస్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్.
నెక్స్ట్ వస్తుంది
అనిరుద్ధ అనిరుద్ధది. వాసుదేవ ఎంతటికి కారణం. అన్ని డీటెయిల్స్ మనకి ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేది వాసుదేవ నుంచి అన్నమాట. మనకి ఇప్పుడు రామ అవతారాలు, ఈ అవతారాలు ఉంటాయి చూసారా, అవన్నీ ఈ వాసుదేవునికి నుంచి వస్తాయి అంటారు.
ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్,
సెకండ్ క్వార్టర్.
ఒక నిమిషం. ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ వాసుదేవ, సంకర్షణ, ప్రద్యుమ్న, అనిరుద్ధ. Okay, and second expansion comes from again Sankarshana, right? Second expansion, first quadruple we know Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Second, the first one. Second quadruple.
Second also comes from the Sankarshana of the first expansion, bro.
అదే అంటున్నా, సంకర్షణ. ఇప్పుడు లార్డ్ శివ మాట్లాడేది ద సెకండ్ సంకర్షణ, సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్.
సెకండ్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ లో ఉన్న సంకర్షణ ఉన్నారు చూసారా,
అంటే
వాటి
see,
నుంచి మెటీరియల్
ఆయన
అక్కడ
నుండే మిగతా అవతారాలు వస్తాయి
God-
డైరెక్ట్ గా ఆయన.
ఆ వాసుదేవ నుంచి వస్తాయి అంటారు అనమాట. అందుకనే వాసుదేవ కృష్ణ అంటారు, లేకపోతే అసలైన కృష్ణ అంటారు అనమాట. మన ఇప్పుడు భాగవతంలో కూడా వస్తుంది.
ఓకే
వాసుదేవ కృష్ణ అనుకోండి, అవతార్ కృష్ణ అన్నమాట. అసలు కృష్ణ అంటే అవతారి ఆయన.
సరే
ఈ సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పెన్షన్ లో వాసుదేవ్ ఉన్నారు కదా, ఆయన కృష్ణుడి కింద వచ్చారనుకోండి, ఆయన్ని వాసుదేవ కృష్ణ అంటారు అనమాట. అసలైన కృష్ణ ఫస్ట్ ఉన్నారు కదా, ఈవెన్ ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ కూడా కాక ముందు మెయిన్ ఒకడు ఉంటాడు, ఆయన అయితే అవతారి కృష్ణ అంటారు అనమాట.
ఓకే. సో ఇప్పుడు అదే ఇప్పుడు ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ అనేది దానికి హెడ్ సంకర్షణ, సెకండ్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్. ఓకే. సో ఆయన చేయమన్నప్పుడు ఆయన విల్ తోనే చేస్తారు అన్నట్టు, అంతేనా?
అంతే మాతాజీ. ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ అంతా ఆయన చేతిలో ఉన్నది, ఆ సంకర్షణ చేతిలో ఉన్నది. ఒకవేళ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ జరిగాక మెయింటెనెన్స్ అదంతా కూడా ప్రద్యుమ్న చేతిలో ఉంటుంది.
మరి ఇది ఐ మీన్ ఇది అది ఉంటది కదా, నేను చెప్తాను ప్రభుజీ తర్వాత.
నెక్స్ట్ ఒక ఇంకోటి చూద్దాము శ్లోకం, then wrap up. Text 36. Let me ask. Sriyar Prabhu, you still there? It's okay, Madhav Mata, you put the message, it's okay. Internet మన చేతిలో లేదు కదా, doesn't matter. ఓకే, ఎవరు చదువుతారు 36 లాస్ట్?
I'll read, Prabhuji. నమో నమో నిరుద్ధాయ
అని
సారీ, నమో నమో అనిరుద్ధాయ ఋషికేశేంద్రియాత్మనే నమ పరమహంసాయ పూర్ణాయ నివృత్తాత్మనే.
సరే,
నమో నమో అనిరుద్ధాయ ఋషికేశేంద్రియాత్మనే నమ పరమహంసాయ పూర్ణాయ నివృత్తాత్మనే. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Jai. Translation: My Lord, as the supreme directing deity known as Aniruddha, you are the master of the senses and the mind. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you again and again. You are known as Ananta as well as the Sankarshana because of your ability to destroy the whole creation by the blazing fire from your mouth. Purport: Rishikeshendriyatmane. The mind is the director of senses and the Lord Aniruddha is the director of the mind. In order to execute devotional service, one has to fix his mind on lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Shiva prays to the control of the mind, Lord Aniruddha, to be pleased to help him engage his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.34, Manmanabhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskarum. The mind has to be engaged in meditation on the lotus feet of Lord in order to execute devotional service. It is also stated in 15.15, Matta smritir gnanam apohanam cha. From the Lord come remembrance, knowledge, forgetfulness. Thus, if Lord Aniruddha is pleased, he can help the mind engage in the service of the Lord. It is also indicated in this in the verse that Lord Aniruddha is the sun god by virtue of his expansion. Since the predominating deity of the sun is expansion of Lord Aniruddha, Lord Shiva also prays to the sun god in this verse. Lord Krishna by his quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha is the Lord of psychic action, namely thinking, feeling, willing, acting. Lord Shiva prays to the Lord Aniruddha as the sun god, who is the controlling deity of the external material elements which constitute the construction of the material body. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word Paramahamsa is also another name for the sun god. The sun god is addressed herein as the Nibrutatmane, which indicates that he always maintains the various planets by manipulating the rainfall. The sun god evaporates water from the seas and oceans and the form of water into cloud and distribute the distributed over land. When there is a sufficient rainfall, grains are produced, and these grains maintain living entities in each and every planet. The sun god is also addressed herein as a Purna or complete, because the rays emanating from the sun have no end. For millions and millions of years since the creation of the universe, the sun god has been supplying heat and light without diminution. The word Paramahamsa is applied to persons who are completely cleansed. When there is sufficient sunshine, the mind remains clear and transparent. In other words, the sun god helps to the mind of the living entity to become situated on the platform of Paramahamsa. Thus, the Lord Shiva prays to the Aniruddha to be kind upon him, that his mind will always be in the perfect state of cleanliness and will engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Just as fire sterilize unclean things, the sun god also keep everything sterilized, especially dirty things within the mind, thus enabling one to attain elevation to the platform of spiritual understanding.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So nice. Huh? What the function, other form of the Lord. ఇది
ఇక్కడ ఒకటి
కొంచెం
ఉంది అడగనా
ఇక్కడ థింక్ చేయాలి, రాసుకోవాలి. యాక్చువల్గా ఇది పర్పోర్ట్ నుంచి మనము మన సొంతంగా డ్రా చేసుకోవాలి లైన్స్. హూ ఈస్ కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ వాట్. లార్డ్ శివ డైరెక్ట్లీ చెప్తున్నాడు అంటే పర్ఫెక్ట్ కదా, డైరెక్ట్లీ లార్డ్ శివ చెప్తున్నాడు ఇదంతా. సో మనం లైన్స్ గీసుకుంటే అర్థమవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఈ 2 శ్లోకాల గురించి యాక్చువల్గా ఇక్కడ ఈ సెక్షన్ అదే కదా, 33 to 43 obeisances to the Lord in the form of which vyuha?
సెకండరీ చతుర్వ్యూహ.
Chaturvyuha. And he and the presiding deities of the elements of self-purification. So he's praying to the quadruple expansion, secondary. So see, is a quadruple expansion. ఇవంతా కూడా ఒక్కొక్క దానికి ఒక్కొక్క ఫంక్షన్ ఉంది. యాక్చువల్గా ఇది రాసుకుంటే మనకు నీట్గా గుర్తుంటుంది. చెప్పండి ఏది క్వశ్చన్?
అది ఇందాక ప్రభుజీని ఒక డౌట్ అడుగుతాను కదా. సో ప్రభుజీ అనంత శేష అంటారు కదా, సో ఆయన నుండి వచ్చే బ్లేజింగ్ ఫైర్ నుండి డిస్ట్రక్షన్ అవుతుంది అని అన్నారు. సో ఇట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు సంకర్షణ ఎట్లా, నాకు ఐ మీన్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అవుతుంది. సో అది హరిబోల్
మాతాజీ చెప్పండి మాతాజీ.
ప్రభుజీ మనం అనంత శేష నుండి వచ్చే బ్లేజింగ్ ఫైర్ ఎందుకంటే
అది సంకర్షణ ద్వారానే ఆయనకి ఇన్స్పైర్ చేస్తారన్నమాట.
సో సంకర్షణ ఇన్స్పైర్ చేస్తారు.
ఎనర్జీ ఇస్ గివెన్ బై సంకర్షణ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ దిస్ అనంత శేష టు డిస్ట్రాయ్. జనరల్ గా అనంత శేష తో వచ్చిన డిస్ట్రక్షన్ స్వర్గాల దాకా ఉంటాయి అంటారు మాతాజీ. అర్థమైందా? అంటే బ్రహ్మదేవుడు పడుకున్నప్పుడు డిస్ట్రక్షన్ జరుగుద్ది కదా, అది అనంత శేషతో వస్తుంది అనమాట. మొత్తం వైండింగ్ అప్ అయిపోతుంది చూసారా, 100 years ఆఫ్ బ్రహ్మ అయిపోయాక మహావిష్ణువులోకి మొత్తం ఈ గర్భం ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది చూసారా
లోపలికి,
అది సంకర్షణతో వస్తుంది అని అంటారు జనరల్ గా. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే. పీరియాడికల్ అయ్యేదేమో అది అనంత శేష వల్ల కంప్లీట్ అయ్యేది
గర్భోదక్ష విష్ణుడు. ఇప్పుడు గర్భోదక్ష విష్ణు కూడా వెళ్ళిపోతాడు కదా,
అవును,
అప్పుడు ఒక డిస్ట్రక్షన్ జరుగుద్ది కదా, అది సంకర్షణ అనమాట. జనరల్ గా అట్లా చెప్తారు. కొన్ని చోట్లేమో సంకర్షణ మొత్తం డిస్ట్రక్షన్ చేస్తాడు ప్రతిసారి అని కూడా అంటారు అనమాట. బట్ ఇన్ జనరల్ ఎప్పుడు అనేది ఏంటంటే అనంత శేష్ నుంచి స్వర్గం దాకా డిస్ట్రక్షన్స్ అవుతాయంట. సంకర్షణ మొత్తం కంప్లీట్ డిస్ట్రక్షన్ అనమాట.
ఓకే, కంప్లీట్ డిస్ట్రక్షన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు సంకర్షణ, బికాజ్ ఈజ్ ద ప్రీడామినెంట్ డైటీ ఆఫ్ డివాస్టేషన్,
హోల్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ కాబట్టి
డిసింటిగ్రేషన్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మనము మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో చూస్తే శివ ప్రళయ తాండవం చేసినప్పుడు అవుతుంది అంతేనా? మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో
మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ లో బోలెండ్ మళ్ళీ వస్తాయి కదా, బోలెండ్ డిస్ట్రక్షన్స్ వస్తాయి కదా, అవన్నీ శివతాండవం చేసినప్పుడు
శివుడు రెస్పాన్సిబుల్. ఓకే, అది స్పిరిచువల్ వరల్డ్ లో, ఇది మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్. ఓకే ప్రభుజీ. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ చతుర్వ్యూహ ఏంటి ప్రభుజీ? ఫస్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్ పర్పస్? ఫస్ట్
కృష్ణ వాంట్స్ టు ఎక్స్పాండ్ ఇంటూ హిస్ ఓన్ దిస్ థింగ్ నా స్పిరిచువల్ వరల్డ్ ని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయాలనుకుంటారు కదా ఆయన. వేరు అంటే భక్తుల యొక్క దాన్ని ఏమంటారు,
Reciprocation.
వేరిగేటెడ్నెస్ ఉంటుంది కదా. నో
Hmm.
వేరిగేటెడ్నెస్ అంటే ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళు ఒక్కొక్కలాగా ఉంటారు కదా.
Hmm.
వాళ్ళ యొక్క సేవ యొక్క దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, టేస్ట్ ని ఫుల్ఫిల్ చేయడానికి ఈ అవతారాలు అన్నీ అనమాట.
Mhm.
అర్థమైందా మాతాజీ? అంటే
అదే
ఒక భక్తుడు
variegated.
తన భగవంతుడిని నరసింహదేవులో చూడాలనుకుంటాడు,
Hmm.
ఆ రూపంలో సేవ చేయాలనుకుంటాడు. ఆ
Hmm.
నరసింహలోకం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి కదా.
Hmm.
ఇవన్నీ కూడా అలాంటి లోకాలన్నీ, స్పిరిచువల్ వరల్డ్ లో ఉన్న లోకాలన్నీ కూడా ఫస్ట్ క్వాడ్రపుల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ లో సంకర్షణ నుంచి వస్తాయి అన్నమాట.
ఓకే. ఓకే. సో, వైకుంఠంలో ఇప్పుడు ద్వారక సారీ ఇప్పుడు అయోధ్య, ఈ నరసింహ అవన్నీ వీళ్ళు చేస్తారన్నట్టు.
ఇవన్నీ వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ నుంచి వస్తాయి. ఆ ఫస్ట్
హుహుహుహు.
ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ లో సంకర్షణ నుంచి మళ్ళీ సెకండ్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట.
అవునవును. ఓకే. సో, ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్‌పాన్షన్ వేరిగేటెడ్‌నెస్ ఫర్ డివోటీస్ ప్లెజర్ దే క్రియేట్స్
ఫుల్ఫిల్
ఆల్ ద
చేయడానికి ఎస్
ఓకే.
డివోటీస్ వెరిగేటెడ్నెస్ ని ఫుల్ఫిల్ చేయడానికి అవి వచ్చినాయి అన్నమాట.
ఓకే. ఓకే. గాట్ ఇట్ ప్రభుజీ. యాహ్! థాంక్ యూ.
Time also up. So we'll continue tomorrow. Rudra Gitam, same, until 43 sloka, he is explaining about these aspects. Chaturviha form of Supreme Lord in detail. If you see here, obeisance to the Lord in the form of Chaturviha and the presiding deities of the elements for self-purification. So we see, we have gone through until 36. So a few more slokas there to explaining about this directly from Lord Shiva to Prachetas. So this is a sloka recitation only. ఇది అయిపోయే వరకు ఇట్లే చేద్దాము. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow I need help. You have to continue, Ribol. You need to
Hello.
you
I'll
have you have to open the computer and join. I'll be a little bit
yes.
busy. Okay. So please do
Okay.
that. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Devotees. I will be in hearing mode most of the time. We'll see. If I'm able to read at the end, I will read. Okay. Okay, devotees, we'll stop here. Thank you so much for your association. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. Have a Krishna conscious Monday. So see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Matajis.